Starting chapter 8, we're going to learn how to add and subtract polynomials. But before we can get to that, we have to understand what a polynomial even is. Okay, so go ahead and make this table in your notes. So polynomials in standard form, we have 3 different types. So we have a monomial, which mono means 1. Okay, so we have a monomial, and that means it has 1 term, 5x. So if it has 1 term, it's a monomial. If it has 2 terms, that's a binomial. And then trinomial, if it's trinomial, it has 3 terms. Does everyone know what I mean by term? So, yep. Each term separated by an addition or a subtraction sign. That's a term. Okay, so monomial, we have 1. Binomial has 2. Trinomial has 3. Okay, and I just threw random examples up there to show you what a term is. Okay, now we have to talk about what degree means. Does anybody have an idea of what a degree means in math? Degree means it's the highest exponent. So the highest power of that polynomial. Okay, so all a monomial, binomial, trinomial, those are all polynomials, just in their own different divisions. Their degree is the highest exponent out of that polynomial. So looking at our monomial example, we have 5x. What's our exponent on 5x? What's the exponent technically, even though it's not there? 1. Okay, so the degree of 5x is 1. What's the degree of our binomial? The highest exponent, our binomial.
So 2?
Yep, highest exponent out of our 2 terms is 2. Okay, I'm going to change my bottom example real quick. I'm going to put a 2 on this one. Okay. On our trinomial example, out of our 3 terms, what's our highest degree, or what's our degree? 3. Yep, even though we have an exponent 2 and an exponent 3, we always want to take our highest. Now, this is just a coincidence that our monomial had 1 degree, binomial had 2, trinomial had 3. It could have 10. Okay, it's just whatever the highest degree is. Okay, so biggest thing to understand is monomial has 1 term, binomial has 2 terms, trinomial has 3. And what does degree mean again? Highest exponent out of our polynomial. Yep, good. Any questions on that table there?
Oh, wait, did you?
So, sorry, another table, but this shows you, all right, so degree we said was the highest exponent. Okay, so I'm going to label that. Degree means highest exponent. Okay, so if it has a no exponent, okay, it's a constant. If it has 1, it's linear. 2, quadratic. 3, cubic. 4, quartic. 5, quintic. And when it gets to 6 or higher, they just call it like the 6th degree or the 8th degree. So when you get to 6, there's no special name for it. Okay? I want to talk about constant real quick, though. Can someone give me an example of a constant? Any number. 8. 8. There's no variable or nothing. It is just a constant. So there's no exponent there. Okay, technically, yes, there is 1, but 8 is just 8, right? Okay. The reason for linear is if I had x, there's an exponent of 1 there because we don't know what the value of x is. Okay, so that would be an example of linear. Quadratic, our exponent is 2. Keep going. Cubic, our exponent is 3. Quartic, our exponent is 4. Quintic, 5. And this one would just be x to whatever power. So if you ever see x squared, you know that that's quadratic, if that's the highest degree. Okay, now if I had x to the fourth and x squared, which one would I pick? If I had x to the fourth and x squared in the same polynomial, which one would I pick as the highest degree? Quartic, yep, so that would be a quartic polynomial. Okay, so you always pick the highest one and name it after its highest exponent, or highest degree. Any questions with vocab?
Yeah.
Yes, but once you get it, it's not bad. Okay, next. Here, let's name these. Okay, so first we're going to say trinomial, binomial, monomial. You're going to pick one of those three. So on number 1, which one is it? How many terms does it have? How many terms does number 1 have? 1. So is that a monomial, binomial, or trinomial? Monomial, because that means 1. Now we have to say whether it's a constant, linear, quadratic, cubic, so on and so forth. Why do you say linear? Because it's just x, right? And its exponent is just 1. What did our linear graphs look like? Linear graphs made a line, right, with our slope. Y equals mx plus b. So that example, that's why they call it linear, because we have that x to make it linear. Okay? So that's why they call that linear. What about 2? Monomial, binomial, trinomial. Kind of a trick question. Okay, is that in simplest form?
No.
Why not? We can combine like terms, right? So I have like terms right here. Let's combine those. So I didn't do anything with my negative 3y squared. If I combine negative 2y plus 4y, what does that give us? Plus 2y, and then minus 1. Now, is it a monomial, binomial, or trinomial? Trinomial. And now we have to name it. What do we name it? What's its highest degree? 2. So what do we name it if it's 2? Quadratic, yep. Good. Now, let me ask you this real quick. If we had an example like 4y to the 4th plus 2y squared plus y plus 5. Monomial, binomial, or trinomial? Or neither?
5.
How many terms do we have? 4, right? Can we combine any of them? No, right? You can only combine ones that share the same exponent, but we are all different, right? Okay, so if you have one that's bigger than a trinomial, it's just called a polynomial. Poly means many. Okay, so this would just be a polynomial if you have more than 3. Because poly means many. Okay, any questions on vocab? That's the farthest we're going today, since it's Wednesday. Any questions with vocab we went over? Okay.